"I'm just lazy." You've said it, probably more than once, in front of others half laughing, or in your head full of shame. But what if I told you that laziness is almost never the real problem? What if lazy is just the label you use to avoid a far more terrifying truth, that you're afraid to try? Because trying means risking failure, and failure means facing yourself. This video is about that truth and what happens when you stop lying to yourself. Laziness sounds like a personality flaw, a kind of fixed trait. I'm lazy. I've always been lazy. But have you noticed something? You're not lazy when you're doing something that feels safe. You're not lazy when there's no risk of embarrassment, no chance of rejection, no possibility of being judged. You can play video games for 6 hours straight, memorize stats, build strategy. You can scroll through TikTok with perfect attention, engage, laugh, learn. Laziness isn't the absence of energy. It's the absence of permission. Because deep down, you've already decided it's not worth trying. Or worse, that you're not worthy of trying. Let's talk about avoidance. Avoidance is a survival mechanism. When something feels emotionally dangerous, your mind diverts you. Not because you're weak, but because you've learned to protect yourself. Maybe you learned that failure equals shame. Maybe you were punished, humiliated, or ignored when you made mistakes. So now, every time you might fail, your brain whispers, "Don't try, just stay still, stay safe." And you listen. You open another tab, you clean your desk, you scroll, you sleep. Not because you're lazy, but because trying threatens your identity. Trying might prove you're not good enough, so you don't. Because not trying means never failing, and never failing means never confirming the worst thing you suspect about yourself. Laziness is the disguise. Fear is the face beneath it. Fear of judgment, fear of success, because what if you can't sustain it? Fear of change, because the familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar freedom. Most people don't fear failure. They fear the consequences of what failure means about them. That's the trap. You say, "I'll start when I feel ready." But ready never comes, because you're not waiting for energy. You're waiting for fear to disappear. And fear doesn't disappear. You learn to walk through it. Psychologists call it learned helplessness. You try, you fail, you try again, still fail. Eventually, you learn that trying is pointless. Even when the situation changes, you stop trying, because your brain has internalized defeat. Many of us live in this mental loop. We procrastinate, we self-sabotage, not because we're incapable, but because we've stopped believing that effort matters. And when you stop believing effort matters, you stop seeing a future where things can get better. Here's the cruel twist. Not trying protects you from failure, but it also guarantees regret. You think you're avoiding pain, but you're just trading one kind of pain for another. The immediate comfort of avoidance comes at the cost of long-term emptiness. Years pass, and you start to feel disconnected from life itself. Not because you're lazy, but because you've been in survival mode so long, you forgot what it feels like to choose, to commit, to care, to face something fully. So what do? You stop calling yourself lazy. You recognize the fear for what it is, a defense, a habit, a shadow, and then you try anyway. You try small, you try scared, you try uncertain, but you try. Because effort is not just how we build things, it's how we remember who we are. The first attempt might fail, the second too. But the act of trying is already the opposite of laziness. Trying is a rebellion against your past. It's how you begin to rewrite the story. One of the most seductive lies is this: I'll start when I fix myself. You tell yourself you need more confidence, more discipline, more clarity. You think once you finally feel ready, then you'll begin. But here's the truth. You don't get confidence first. You get confidence by doing the thing while you still doubt yourself. You don't build discipline alone in your room. You build it by taking the first step even when your hands shake. This lie, "I just need to fix myself first," is another form of fear. It's procrastination wearing a self-help mask. It lets you delay your life indefinitely in the name of preparation. But what if you're not broken? What if you're not behind? What if this, the messy, scared, imperfect version of you right now, is enough to begin? Because waiting to be ready is just another way to stay safe. Here's the part no one likes to hear. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your parents, not your therapist, not your favorite author, your soulmate, or some future, more capable version of yourself. If you want to change your life, you have to choose it. Not once, but daily, through effort, through resistance, through discomfort. And the moment you take full responsibility, not blame, not shame, but radical ownership, everything shifts. Because suddenly, you're not waiting. You're not hoping for permission. You realize you are the only one who can move your story forward, and that realization is terrifying. But it's also the beginning of freedom. Responsibility isn't a burden. It's the exit door from helplessness. It's how you stop being a victim of your patterns and become the author of your life. So here's the truth. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're not doomed to stay stuck. You're just scared, like everyone else. But that fear, it's not a stop sign. It's an invitation to begin, to risk, to live. And when you finally stop hiding behind the label of laziness, you'll realize something powerful. You were never lazy. You were just waiting for permission. Now give it to yourself. If this message spoke to something inside you, if you felt seen or even a little uncomfortable, that's good. That means you're awake. That means something real moved. And if you want more of that, more truth, more discomfort, more clarity, then subscribe. This channel exists for people like you. People who are ready to stop running and start facing themselves. Leave a comment. Tell me what part hit the hardest. I read them all. And if you think someone you care about needs to hear this, share it with them. Because sometimes one honest video can do what 100 self-help books can't. Thanks for being here. Now, go do the hard thing. I'll see you in the next one.